Welcome to the Ultimate Salesforce Beginner Guide for 2026. If you have ever felt overwhelmed by the sheer size of Salesforce, or if you are staring at a brand new dashboard wondering where on earth to click first, you are in the exactly right place. Salesforce is the world's #1 customer relationship management platform, and today we are breaking it down from absolute scratch. By the end of this video, you will know how to navigate the interface, set up your workspace, manage your sales pipeline, and use the latest features to automate your daily tasks. We have a lot of ground to cover, so grab a coffee, open up your Salesforce trial account, and let's dive right into it. Before we click any buttons, let's understand what Salesforce actually does for a business. At its core, Salesforce is a centralized database designed to track every single interaction your company has with a customer, prospect, or partner. Instead of scattering your client details across sticky notes, spreadsheets, and endless email threads, Salesforce pulls everything into a single source of truth. This means your sales, marketing, and customer service teams can see the exact same history for every individual. In 2026, Salesforce has integrated smarter assistant tools deeply into the interface, making data entry faster and predictive insights more accessible than ever before. Let's start by getting you logged in and oriented. When you first log into Salesforce, you'll be greeted by the Lightning Experience homepage. Think of this as your daily launchpad. At the very top of the screen, you'll see the navigation bar, which houses tabs like Home, Leads, Accounts, Contacts, Opportunities, and Reports. You can think of these tabs as folders in a giant digital filing cabinet. Below the navigation bar, your main dashboard displays your quarterly performance summary, today's tasks, and an assistant panel that flags urgent items requiring your attention. In the top right corner, you'll find a gear icon, which is your portal to the setup area, the place where administrators configure the system. Next to that is your profile icon, where you can update your personal settings and language preferences. The very first thing you should do in a new Salesforce environment is personalize your workspace to fit your daily routine. Click on your profile icon in the top right corner and select Settings. Here you can adjust your time zone, which is critical because all your task reminders and email schedules rely on this setting. You can also customize your navigation bar. If you find yourself clicking on Opportunities 30 times a day, but never using the Forecast tab, you can easily drag and drop these tabs to rearrange them, or hit the pencil icon on the far right of the bar to hide the ones you do not need. Tailoring this view right now will save you hundreds of unnecessary clicks later in the week. Now let's unpack the core objects that drive the Salesforce ecosystem, starting with leads. A lead represents a raw prospect, someone who might be interested in your business but has not been verified yet. This could be someone who filled out a form on your website, handed you a business card at a conference, or downloaded a white paper. At this stage, you are just trying to qualify them to see if there is a real business opportunity. When you open a lead record, you will see 3 main sections. On the left is the details panel, showing their name, company, phone number, and email. In the middle is the activity timeline, where you can log calls, send emails, and log tasks. On the right is the chatter feed, which allows you to collaborate internally with your team members regarding this specific prospect. Let's walk through how to manually create a lead. On the Leads tab, click the New button in the top right corner. A window will pop up asking for information. You will notice red asterisks next to certain fields, such as last name and company. These are mandatory fields, and Salesforce will not let you save the record without them. Fill in the prospect's details, set the lead status to open, and hit save. You have just created your first record. As you interact with this person, you will update the status bar at the top of the record, moving them from open to contacting and eventually to working. This visual pathway keeps you and your team aligned on exactly where each relationship stands. Once you talk to a lead and confirm they have the budget, authority, need, and a timeline to buy, it is time to qualify them. In Salesforce terms, this process is called lead conversion. When you click the Convert button on a qualified lead, Salesforce does something magical under the hood. It splits that single lead record into 3 distinct interconnected records: an account, a contact, and an opportunity. This transition is foundational to how Salesforce organizes data, so let's look at what each of these new records represents. The account record represents the company or organization you are doing business with. If you are selling software to Nike, Nike is the account. The account record acts as an umbrella, holding all the high-level corporate data, like the company website, annual revenue, billing address, and industry type. It also serves as a master folder. When you look at an account record, you can see every single employee related to that company, every support ticket they have opened, and every deal you are currently negotiating with them, all neatly organized in one spot. The contact record represents an individual person who works at that company. Continuing with our example, if you are negotiating with a marketing manager and a procurement director at Nike, each of those individuals will have their own separate contact record. These contact records are directly linked to the Nike account. Inside a contact record, you store personal details like their direct phone number, their professional title, their LinkedIn profile, and a history of every email you have personally exchanged with them. This separation allows you to maintain a personalized relationship with individuals while keeping their corporate data tied to the overarching company. The third record created during conversion is the opportunity. This represents a live deal or a potential revenue-generating event. If Nike is interested in buying 100 licenses of your software, that specific deal is your opportunity. The opportunity record is where the actual selling happens. This is where you track the estimated deal value, the projected close date, and the specific stage of the sales cycle. The pipeline tracking mechanism here helps management forecast company revenue accurately for the upcoming months. Let's talk about how to manage your sales pipeline using opportunity stages. At the top of every opportunity record, you will see a visual chevron bar representing your sales process. This usually starts at qualification, moves to needs analysis, proposal, negotiation, and finally ends at either closed won or closed lost. As a sales professional, your job is to move the deal through these stages sequentially. Each time you advance a deal to a new stage, Salesforce automatically adjusts the probability percentage of winning that deal, which dynamically updates your company's sales pipeline reports in real time. Inside the opportunity record, you will also find the activity timeline, which is your ultimate accountability partner. Every time you leave a voicemail, send a proposal via email, or schedule a follow-up Zoom meeting, you must log it here. You can do this by using the quick actions on the right side of the page. Logging activities ensures that if you go on vacation or if another team member needs to step in, they can open this opportunity, look at the timeline, and immediately know exactly what was discussed and what the next steps are without needing to ask you for an update. To make this data entry even faster, Salesforce in 2026 includes intelligent email integration. By connecting your Microsoft Outlook or Google Workspace account to Salesforce, you can sync your emails and calendar events automatically. When you send an email to a prospect from your regular inbox, the system recognizes their email address and logs a copy of that message directly onto their contact and opportunity records in Salesforce. This completely eliminates the tedious task of copying and pasting text between your email client and your CRM, giving you more hours back in your day to actually focus on selling. Now that you understand how data flows into the system, let's talk about how you can find this information quickly using the global search bar. Located at the very top center of your screen, the global search is arguably the most powerful tool for a daily user. Instead of clicking into individual tabs to find a client, you can simply type a name, a phone number, or a company name into the search bar. Salesforce searches across all objects simultaneously and populates results instantly. You can also refine your search by typing the object name first, like typing accounts followed by your keyword, to tell the system to look only within company records. As you become more comfortable navigating Salesforce, you might find that the standard page layouts feel a bit cluttered, or perhaps they show information that is not relevant to your specific job role. This is where the power of the Lightning App Builder comes in. If you have administrative permissions, or if you ask your admin nicely, you can customize the layout of any record page using a simple drag and drop interface. By clicking the gear icon on a record and selecting Edit Page, you enter the Builder workspace. Here, you can move components around, hide fields that your team does not use, and add rich text components to display important announcements or company guidelines directly on the page. Beyond just changing layouts, Salesforce allows you to customize the actual data fields you collect. Every business is unique, and a standard installation won't have every specific field your industry requires. For example, if you run a real estate company, you might need a custom field for property square footage on your opportunities. To add this, you go into the Setup menu, open the Object Manager, select the specific object you want to modify, and click Fields and Relationships. From there, you can hit New and choose from a variety of field types, such as text, currency, date, or a pick list drop-down menu. Once created, this custom field behaves exactly like a native Salesforce field, meaning you can report on it and use it in your automations. Speaking of automation, let's explore how Salesforce helps you eliminate repetitive manual tasks using a tool called Flow Builder. In 2026, Salesforce flows have become the primary way to build automation without writing code. A flow is essentially a visual script that says, when a specific event happens, automatically execute a series of actions. For example, you can build a simple flow that triggers whenever an opportunity is marked as closed won. The flow can automatically send a celebratory email to the entire sales team, create an onboarding task for the customer success team, and update the related account status to active customer. This ensures consistency across your operations and removes human error from the equation. Building a basic flow is surprisingly intuitive. In the Setup menu, search for Flows and click New Flow. You will typically select a record-triggered flow for basic business processes. You then define your starting criteria, such as when a record is updated. Next, you drag and drop actions into the visual canvas, connecting them with arrows to create a logical path. Salesforce also includes built-in debugging tools within the Flow Builder, allowing you to simulate your automation safely before activating it for your live users. Embracing flows early in your Salesforce journey will transform you from a basic user into an incredibly valuable asset for your organization. Data going into Salesforce is only useful if you can easily extract it to make smart business decisions, which brings us to reports and dashboards. A report is essentially a highly filtered list of your data. If you want to see a list of all opportunities closed in the last 30 days, valued over $10,000, you build a report. To do this, click on the Reports tab and select New Report. You will first choose a report type, which tells Salesforce which objects you want to look at, such as opportunities or leads. Once inside the Report Builder, you use the left-hand panel to apply filters. You can filter by timeframes, owners, stages, or any custom fields you have created. You can also group your data. For instance, if you group your report by sales representative, Salesforce will automatically subtotal the deal values for each individual person. Don't forget to hit the Run button in the top right to see your live data, and then save the report with a clear, descriptive name so your colleagues can find it later. While reports are fantastic for deep data analysis, executives and team leaders often prefer a visual summary, which is where dashboards come in. A dashboard is a visual collection of reports displayed as charts, graphs, gauges, and tables. To build one, navigate to the Dashboards tab, click New Dashboard, and hit the Component button. You then select one of your saved reports and choose how you want to visualize it, perhaps as a donut chart for pipeline stages or a bar graph for monthly sales performance. You can assemble multiple components onto a single dashboard canvas, creating a real-time command center that gives your leadership team an instant snapshot of the company's health at a single glance. To supercharge your Salesforce experience even further, you should familiarize yourself with the App Exchange. Think of the App Exchange as the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, but specifically for business software. If Salesforce does not do something natively out of the box, chances are an independent developer has built an app for it. You can find pre-built integrations for document signing tools like DocuSign, marketing automation platforms like MailChimp, or advanced project management tools. Many of these apps can be installed into your Salesforce environment with just a few clicks, expanding your platform's capabilities exponentially without requiring custom software development. As we wrap up this comprehensive guide, let's discuss some critical best practices for maintaining data cleanliness. The old saying in computer science, garbage in, garbage out, applies heavily to CRM systems. If users enter duplicate accounts, typos in email addresses, or leave critical fields blank, your reports will be inaccurate and your automations will fail. Make it a habit to use the global search before creating a new account or contact to ensure it doesn't already exist. Take the extra 5 seconds to fill out records completely and accurately. Consistently clean data is the secret ingredient that separates companies that struggle with Salesforce from companies that scale effortlessly using it. Mastering Salesforce is a journey that happens one step at a time. Do not expect to memorize every single feature overnight. Focus first on getting comfortable with basic navigation, mastering the lead conversion process, and logging your daily activities consistently. As those tasks become second nature, you can begin exploring custom fields, automation flows, and advanced dashboard building. You now have the foundational knowledge needed to log in with absolute confidence and start leveraging Salesforce to drive your business growth. Thank you so much for watching, and happy learning.